Find opportunity to sit with yourself. Find opportunity to be with yourself. Find opportunity to do nothing else but just think.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
All right, folks, I'm guessing it's the first thing that you pick up in the morning. If you're like most people, it's probably the last thing you let go of when you go to sleep. It's probably attached to you or not far from you throughout your day. I'm talking, of course, about your phone. But first, I want to talk about our sponsor, Spark. Folks, if you want to increase your effectiveness in your appraisal reports, check out spark4appraisers.com. Again, it's spark4appraisers.com. All right, folks, your phone. Let's face it, it's with you all the freaking time. And let's also be honest, it's very helpful, right? There's very few things that can't be done without a phone. Did I say that right? There's many things that can be done with a phone. Let's put it that way. If you want to know the answer to a question, hey Siri, and my phone just turned on. That's all you have to say, and then you ask the question, and Siri will answer your question. Hey Google, hey Alexa, hey whatever. At the tip of our fingers, folks, we have information. We are living in the information age. It is a beautiful time of the world to live. We literally, I can't even remember what the situation was last night. My wife and I remember we watched Walk the Line by Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, and I had told my wife that Joaquin had sung all of the songs. And she said, well, what about Reese? What about June Carter? And I said, well, I don't know. And within seconds, folks, we knew the answer. Because it's easy, because we both had phones. And it took a little bit of Googling. I mean, literally a little bit. The first thing that came up when I Googled if Reese Witherspoon had sung her own songs and Walk the Line, answered and by the way, she did. Pretty amazing. But these are the kind of things that we are blessed with because we live in the information age. But it comes at a cost. And you all know that cost. We are tethered, tied, held hostage even? Is that too dramatic? By our phone all day long. Folks, I want to tell you about a little feature that I know you know about, but do we utilize it often enough? And that is the airplane mode. Now, first of all, I want to be clear for just a second. I think it is misnamed. It's a misnomer. It needs to be changed because I have never believed. Speaking of Googling in the information age, Google this, right? Does taking your phone off airplane mode crash planes? Okay, I think we all know the answer to that. I think it's a silly thing, right? But airplane mode will turn off your phone, turn off the ringer, turn off the text, turn off the notifications. Now, just a little helpful hint. If you don't turn off the Wi-Fi as well, you're still going to get notifications. Okay, and I think you know where I'm going with this episode. By the way, a handy little trick for iPhone users. I don't know if you can do the same. I assume you can do the same thing from an Android. If you turn on airplane mode and then turn off the Wi-Fi, then your phone will remember that you want Wi-Fi off when you turn on airplane mode, if that makes sense. Otherwise, you gotta hit both of them. I learned from sad experience that if you turn on airplane mode, you still might be disturbed if you are on a Wi-Fi network. Anyway, that aside, folks, I just had an amazing experience. Is that oversell? Maybe a little bit, but I don't think so, right? And I want to share with you the experience and a little bit of a challenge when I get back from the break. First, I want to pause and remind you that we are sponsored by a great company called Spark. Spark is the ability to be able to be faster, more efficient, whatever you want to call it, folks. You're going to be able to get your appraisal reports done quicker with this program. And the reason is because the data entry that you have to take time to do or pay someone else to do is done for you. It automatically, you still get to choose your data, folks. It's a mistake to think that it's going to choose the data for you. It's simply going to make it easier to input it into your report despite no matter what software you use to write your appraisal reports. Check it out by going to the interwebs and typing in www.spark4appraisers.com. All right, folks, welcome back. So let me just tell you a little bit about this morning and the reason for the episode today, and a bit of a challenge, and then I will cut you loose to get back to your comp photos. This morning, I did my TM, and TM takes about 20 minutes, and it's 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, transcendental meditation. If you want to know more, I've done a couple episodes on it at this point. Super helpful to me. By the way, my blood pressure is down since doing TM. It's absolutely amazing. It really is something that I look forward to every day. It's always something that is a little bit of a struggle to get to because I am such a busy person, which kind of brings me to the episode today, right? Today was a little bit different because today I put my phone in airplane mode, which I typically do when I do TM. And 23 minutes later, I did not take my phone out of airplane mode like I typically do. Typically, when I do TM, I will put my I don't want to be disturbed, so I put it in airplane mode, I start my TM timer, and I do my thing. And then 23 minutes later, I come out of TM, come out of my meditation, and usually the first thing, I'll just be honest, but the first thing I do is reach over and flip my phone on and see what messages I missed in the last 20 minutes. Today, I decided to do something different. Today, I decided to just sit with the piece. And I just sat there. And I was done with my TM, checked that off for the day, right? I was done with my 3 minutes. So you do 20 minutes of TM and then 3 minutes of kind of coming out of it, which, by the way, is super helpful to just transition between where you are and where you need to be for the day. And I was done with the 23 minutes, and I just kind of on a whim just sat there. I thought, this is nice. I was sitting in my office, the same office that I'm recording this in right now, and I just sat there and I started looking at the pictures on the wall. There's a butterfly in front of me. There's some weird shapes on the other wall. I've got a picture of my family on my file cabinet, a picture of my wife and I, and I'm just looking and just being grateful for the things that I have. And I know it sounds cheesy, and I guess it is, but it was nice. And part of me said, I'll bet you there's a bunch of messages. I bet you there's a bunch of things on my phone, and I said, screw it, I don't care. And so I brewed myself a hot cup, and I sat there and drank the whole thing, all 8 ounces. And by the way, you can't drink a freshly brewed cup of coffee fast. So I don't know, maybe another 20, 30 minutes. I probably spent upwards of an hour all by myself today, without any phone, without any computer, without any disturbances. And by the way, I'm in my office, which is my broom closet in downtown Idaho Falls, so there's no family. I've moved into a different role with my work, and so I wasn't disturbed by people knocking on my door, which could have been a situation in the past. Nothing, folks. It was nice. And here's a dirty little secret. I turned on my phone, and there was hardly anything there. Like I was kind of surprised. Like, I've been gone for almost an hour, and there really wasn't much to do. There was a couple of things that I briefly said, yep, that's okay, or yeah, go ahead and do that, or hey, remind that person of this, or thanks for letting me know. That was it. In Facebook Messenger, in Slack, in texts, in phone calls, in you name it. Email, that was it. There was like 2-3 messages. It took me about 15 seconds to respond to all of them. And here I am, recording a podcast with my phone, by the way, on airplane mode again. Now, here's the challenge. When's the last time you put your phone on airplane mode? And I'm not talking about when you're on an airplane. Again, you know my feelings on that. Actually, speaking of that, I kind of look forward to airplane rides in the sense that I can't be reached. I might be in the air an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, and it's kind of nice to be disconnected. It really is. Folks, we should create those disconnects more often in our lives. That's my challenge. I'm not going to tell you how often. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to challenge you to look at your life and say, you know what? I need more peace in my life. I need more disconnect. One of the great things about TM, I'm not trying to be an evangelist for TM. I'm really not. It's not right for everybody. But man, it's been good for me. But in addition to that, turn off your phone once in a while. You know, the other day I left my phone in my office, and my office is like 2 blocks from the river here in Idaho Falls. And this time of year, as I'm recording this, it's not fun to be outside. But during the summer, I left my phone in my office and I went for a walk. And it wasn't long. I was gone less than an hour. But damn, it felt good. That's my challenge, folks. Find opportunity to sit with yourself. Find opportunity to be with yourself. Find opportunity to do nothing else but just think. You'll thank me for it. All right, folks, thanks for joining me today. Please reach out to me if I can be of help. The Coach at theappraisercoach.com.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.